You know what I'm saying? I had to be, where, I don't let myself get caught up. Because the minute I fall, every time I even try to fall in love,
back, you know what I mean? Because his opinion is that, like in this 1090 situation, that 1090J ratted on somebody, right? And I said, okay, well, I don't agree with that. Why? Because that's considered dry snitching. You know what I mean? That's not, you know what I mean? Ratting is when you do something with somebody, you tell on them. When I was in jail, I didn't give a fuck about somebody doing it. And we all knew what we wasn't supposed to do in jail. And for people that don't understand, what I'm saying is that, like, again, what's understood don't gotta be explained. You know what I mean? Like when we talking about what's a rat, you gotta be careful who you label a rat and what you label as ratting, because ultimately what you're gonna do is make people pay more attention to you. You know what I'm saying? Than as opposed to what. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
My bad.
all right.
I can't even see where that's coming from.
Huh?
I can't even see where that's coming from. Hold on for one.
Uh,
You hear what I'm hearing?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you and see you.
Okay. I don't know where the fuck that's coming from.
And I think the difference from what I saw in the 1090 situation, man, my take on it is that, in my opinion, is that he gave he spoke on a specific spot he went to. He wasn't talking about it general. He was asked about a specific place that he went to and what he saw. And in my opinion, that's telling to me. Because you're telling them what you saw at a specific place and it caused specific consequence at that place. That's what my issue is. He wasn't talking about in general as far as what, yeah, I mean, everybody know that convicts get phones in prison or however that happened. That's general knowledge. But he was talking, he was asked about a specific place he went to. You know what I'm saying? When you give up a specific environment and it caused consequences to that environment,
Well,
and
now
somebody even went live with a gripe against him talking about that specific environment, that's telling.
that's snitching like a motherfucker. Now,
Absolutely.
and that's the point that I was trying to make. That part of what you say, what you're doing, but I'm saying that the fact that somebody just getting on the interview, right, and
Mhm.
talking about shit like like we've done it. I've been on big channels, 500,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about spitting razors and how niggas, you know what I'm saying, shoving razors up. They talking about
Mhm.
from 1992. I was talking about what we was doing in 1992, 93. I look at it like this: the way they found out all the gang information in the New York prison system is from niggas that like had shit written down on papers. They running up in your cell and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
they finding all this paperwork that these niggas giving up. So I'm saying that certain things that we think is supposed to be secret ain't really a
Ah,
secret. Like in
bingo.
general, like so in general, like if we just talking about what's going on in jail, that's cool. But when
Yeah.
when you get to that point where you telling them specifically what's going on in that jail, because you was in that jail and you're telling them the operations of that jail, then that's
Absolutely.
100% rat and use a rat
Absolutely.
rat ass
Absolutely.
nigga,
No
especially
question.
if you did prior time and you know that. But I was
Right.
just what my point is this. This is my point. For clicks and views, niggas will say anything out here, and you know what I mean. And they'll put a rat tag on just anybody. What I would say with 1090 is this: he had that video out 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Now, in 3 years, the people that have a problem with him could have sourced their information and been blew him up if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's like when things jump to my table, I find out it's gonna give me clicks and views, so now I'm gonna go for it. As opposed to like trying to understand what the problem is, seeing if it's really a problem, and then executing, you know what I'm saying, action that follows up behind what you believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These niggas don't believe in shit. These niggas just want clicks and views. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about
Yeah.
niggas in jail. They don't give a fuck how paperwork is conducted. They'll say anybody's a snitch. They'll make
Yeah.
fake paperwork up. In this
Right.
situation, it's his own words that got him in that situation. So yeah, if
Right.
it, if, if it involved policy changing in that particular jail or niggas getting knocked in that jail, them niggas a rat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I got from it. And it's like what I was getting at in my piece is like me, I make it a point to try to get to know people from all over. I'm talking about credible individuals from all over. Like yourself, for example. You know what I'm saying? You know, you somebody from your state, from your area that, you know what I'm saying, if I had a question about some situation that I can reference, you know what I'm saying, versus me getting the real time versus me shooting in the dark. Now, let's say I got information on somebody, me being all the way from the Bay Area out here in California,
Mhm.
on somebody in your section versus me being gang goofy about it and just blowing it up. I reach out to you and ask you, man, what you know about this situation, bro? Because this is what I came about. Because far as I know, is the individual who this paperwork may involve may be somebody who may y'all people and somebody in your section may be in a process of litigating against. You know what I'm saying? And by
Okay.
me blowing it up on the internet, I can get in the way of that because now I'm putting a spotlight on that. In order for people to be able to get litigate that, now they got to go in that spotlight that I created. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, in my opinion,
Now, we
what's
have
wrong
this.
with.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me just say this to cap that, right? Um,
Uh huh.
yup, got on. He got on my live, and he was, because me and Yup talk like this, and we go for one another. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we don't
Right, right.
like we don't have a fake relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if he feel like something I'm saying ain't right, he gonna check me on it. If I feel like
Mm-hmm.
something that he's saying ain't right, exactly. But he was like, who's paying y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, can't how can you not see that this is messed up? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not good work. And I'm like, yo, listen, maybe because I did time, you know what I mean? And I look at it differently. Now, what you saying, Mike, like with how you broke it down, I completely understand that. And that's like, I mean, like I said, what's understood does not have to be explained. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's we have that. I did want to ask you a question, right? And before I play this little piece,
Mm-hmm.
my question is, like, you being from Cali, right? How did y'all
Right.
perceive the pimp game being from Cali? How did y'all look at it like growing up? How did you look at niggas calling bitches hoes and pimping them and shit like that? Was it shocking to you or was it just a part of life?
Well, to me, it was a part of life. My father was a pimp, and my mom also pimped as well. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I was kind of bred into being like a player from a very young age. It was all around me. You know what I mean? Well, the neighborhood I grew up in is legendary San Pablo. You know what I'm saying? Which is an avenue that stretched from West Oakland all the way into Richmond. You know what I'm saying? And it's notorious. It's a notorious host road. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in that. I grew up around it, and now I understood the respectful part of respecting women, but I understood the difference between a bitch and a hoe, and you know what I'm saying, and all of these different things. You know what I mean? Whereas a woman is somebody who ain't in none of those, who don't represent herself in none of them fashions. I knew how to respect a woman. You know what I'm saying? My grandmama respected herself as a woman. My aunts respected themselves as women. The hoes is people who we obviously saw talking one thing and doing something different. You know what I'm saying? So I was bred on how to decipher the difference between them. You know what I mean? So I simply call them, treat them how they act, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal view on it. And Yuck, I mean, we both from Oakland. He from the east, I'm from the west. You know what I'm saying? But he grew up around 65th Village is on the notorious East 14th. You know what I'm saying? And me growing up in San Pedro, we both grew up on a whole stroll basically
Mm.
area. You know what I'm saying? So our mentality is going to be different from somebody who didn't grow up in that area because it was all around us growing up. I'm not saying it as an excuse or anything, because as a grown man, I absolutely, you know what I'm saying? 42 years old, I respect women. The Mike I am today. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I understand. I get that, but that was our mentality growing up, though.
Okay. All right. All right. Now let me just show y'all. Let me give y'all some people a little bit of intel as to what was going on the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And big shout out to P, because P was here too. You know what I'm saying? Salute, salute P.
Salute, salute. Good afternoon to the panel. What's good, y'all?
Salute
Ain't
to you.
ain't shit. Just chilling, man. Just doing the work of God on Sunday. You know what I mean? Now
Well,
P
holla.
was on this panel too, and I think that P's opinion was like obviously like we carry kind of like the same opinion, but as a matter of fact, I'm gonna say we carry the exact same opinion. It's just that me, I can't commit to one thing. I try to tell my people, Mike, is that some things that's core value to me that I can't commit to on the internet too much. You wanna know why? The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is this, right? Like people like to get on my channel and tell me what they're gonna do to a snitch. They're gonna tell me, you know what I mean, what they would do, like certain things that's core values to them. But they're free to just say whatever they want and then get off my channel. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
certain things with me, I can't. It's like what's understood does not have to be explained.
Facts.
When I did shit when I was in the streets, all I gotta do is look at. Like, I got a co-defendant and everything. Me and that nigga is best friends to this day. And we
Hmm.
caught our case when we was teenagers. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And all you gotta do is just look at your man and know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Just like you can look at a nigga that you thought was your man and know what it is. Like, oh shit, this nigga is getting he's crumbling. You know what I mean? Like that
Right.
song, it was all good just a week ago. So for me,
Bingo.
for me to get up on the internet and be like, you know what I mean? This nigga's a snitch. This nigga's, you know what I mean? Like, bro, but bring me something. Just bring me one thing so I can agree with you or disagree with you. Point
I
blank.
I
You know what I'm saying?
100% agree with that.
Like if somebody came in the spot right now, right, and they say, "Yo, this nigga's a snitch." Guess what? Somebody's gonna something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get outed. So wait, either the nigga that said it to you or the nigga he's talking about. You know what I mean?
You making the same point that I made the other day.
And you know,
Agree.
like it's a dangerous game. Like if you come to
Agree.
say shit about me because I'm on the channel, you know what I mean, talking about some random shit that I did in 1992, and you call me a motherfucking rat. See, it could fly on the internet, you know, but in
Right.
person, I might slap the shit out of a nigga. I might choke him.
Facts.
Person,
And,
you know what I
and,
mean?
and that's and that's part of my thing is that word is the stigma, man. See, it can be accepted that somebody's a homosexual because that's their chosen way of life. But the snitch word can literally get somebody killed. You know what I'm saying? It's a responsibility on both parts, especially on the person that's accused of it. And a part of him defending his honor may be knocking you down. So when you call somebody that word, you got to spend the rest of your life at that person's mercy, hoping that they don't want to do nothing to you behind something that you said. You know
But
what I'm saying? That's that.
it work in the homo game too, and in the sneak thieving game. If
Yeah,
you say a nigga's
right,
a homo, if you say a nigga's a thief, if you say a nigga did whatever you said, like in that environment or in the world, excuse me, not the environment, the world we come from, because that's still that rocked in the street too. That just wouldn't have rocked. You know what I mean? And that's me.
right. No, no. I agree with that. But I'm saying, like, if we talk like on the yard, you got to back that up. You can't just come to the yard and just put that out there. And I'm just using for personal making an I statement. When I had to deal when I dealt with that matter, I dealt with it two ways. It's either I passed it along to the individual who that dude ran in and gave them 24 to 48 hours to handle that business, or and I dealt with it if they didn't, or I dealt with it first and I let them know afterwards why I dealt with it and gave them the documentation. But no, at no time did I ever just put somebody out there like that because it's like one of them situations. They say like when there's to be a removal on the yard, who's the last person to know about it? The person that's getting removed, right?
Yep.
So when a person rat, they already know that they told. They don't have to be told about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the repercussion to it. And my thing is, if you ain't about to do nothing about it, what the fuck is you talking about it for?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Because
know what I
because
mean?
because in this world now, like back in the days when we had a conversation about when I was in the underworld, we had a conversation about a snitch. We was having a conversation about action. I don't think
Right,
we wasn't talking. That wasn't gonna end right there. Because
right.
once you get past one person knowing, once it get to me and you, now that if I'm fucking with a real right motherfucker, he gonna make me stand on that. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo, bingo, bingo. They want to see if you that's trying to crash dummy some motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? At your own expense, or if you actually with that life. You know what I'm saying? That can be That's going to be your project 9 times out of 10 if you put it out there like that. Period. You know what I'm saying? We probably send a couple of motherfuckers with you for support, but you gonna handle that business though. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm.
know. So I mean, no, we ain't completely. That's why I say it's universal. Really, it don't really matter where you from. You know what I'm saying? You know, if your politics is correct, you know what I'm saying? It's only one way to do something right. You know what I mean? So I agree with you.
All right, let me play this real quick for a second. This nigga snitch or not? It ain't never gonna affect me because I got businesses and I'm doing legit shit in life. So that fuck when I was up north. I wouldn't even give a fuck. But I would have cared to know this. Marco, like I said, personally did a lot. He did time with me. KB did time with me. These are my like closest friends in life, and they've been behind the wall with me, right? My perspective is that what I seen that nigga do, and I don't know that man from a hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Muslim, so I don't represent blood. You know what I mean? So I had no dog in that fight. I just know that what the fuck he did wouldn't affect me. I wouldn't even gave a fuck when I was up north. I wouldn't even give a fuck. But I would have cared if I would have got some shit like this. And that's look, I want y'all to stop with that point. What I have to say about that is I'm showing the dude that's really ratting. Now, Mike, specifically, have you heard that conversation about 1090 Jake ratting on has that entered the prison system?
We don't. The where I'm at, where I'm at, we've never even heard of 1090J. I didn't hear 1090J till I got on this motherfucker and got to looking around on the internet. We don't, you know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah.
We
know,
don't we don't entertain motherfuckers on the outside world, you know what I'm saying? This talking about telling one way or another though. We too busy doing our own time and it's a whole different world in here. We look at the outside world as entertainment.
Okay, now look at this. No, listen to my statement. This is the only point I'm trying to make. My like closest friends in life, and they've been behind the wall with me, right? My perspective is that what I seen that nigga do, and I don't know that man from a hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? And I'm Muslim, so I don't represent blood. You know what I mean? So I had no dog in that fight. I just know that what the fuck he did
Yeah, I
wouldn't
said,
affect me. I
yeah.
wouldn't even gave a fuck when I was up north. I wouldn't even give a fuck. But I would have cared if I would have got some shit like this. And that's look, I want y'all to stop with that. Now, what I'm showing there is a guy named Boston Ritchie that's in an interrogation with two detectives talking about a murder. This is what 1090J did. He put that information out that that's what he did. And then what they did in return, him and academics, was dug out a video that he had out 3 years ago where he was on the news talking about what was going on in Florida State Prison. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like smoke and mirrors. To me, I start looking at the person that's coming to me with the message as opposed to the message. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at the messenger. You know what I mean? More. And what's your motive, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? What's your motive? All right, listen, I can't really. I got in a couple minutes. I'm about to do this interview
Okay.
with China Mac. So Mike, please hit my IG, like so we can
Mhm.
set a time up for later, so we can talk about this specifically. I'm gonna ask my brother Pete. I'm gonna let Pete take it out. You know what I'm saying? What he got to say, but I do want to invite Pete back up to the conversation too, because I feel like when we
It's
get
convenient for me whenever it's convenient for you, bro. I can, you know what I mean? I don't have nothing to do to that. I'm just watching
so
football, bro. And
so
so it's
FaceTime me on IG. I'll say about